Is everyone at all right temperature? Because it's kind of muggy, isn't it? Hopefully there's some fresh breeze coming in. Unbelievably, after the rain started, I actually hung some washing out this afternoon. It's meant to stay nice now, isn't it, all evening?
Yeah, I can believe it was horrible when it was really nice.
Yeah, suddenly sunny. 4 seasons in a day. Anyway, so we will get started. We'll have those feet roughly hip distance apart. I just want you to start to let go of any tightness, and tension that you might be holding on to. So just give those shoulders a little roll, and then we're going to close our eyes for a minute and just focus on our breath. So if you put your hands on your rib cage, I want you to try and breathe in through your nose and feel that rib cage inflate out to the sides as you take a lovely deep breath in. And then I want you to take your time and just blow the breath away. Back out through pursed lips. You alright, Ella? And again, nice deep breath in, feel that rib cage expand to the sides. And again, long steady exhale. We're going to go again with that deep breath in. And then this time I want you to try and use the exhale to connect with your core. So if you put your hand on your stomach, hopefully as you exhale and gently draw up and in with the pelvic floor, you can feel those TVA muscles just hugging and lifting baby slightly, okay? And then I want you to relax and let it go. Just gently swing the arms. Just as important as feeling that connection is completely letting go of any tension. We're going to reach up and lengthen again, just encouraging the body to stretch and let go of tension. And then we're going to practice that once again. So a lovely deep breath in. And then hands on baby. Feel that gentle hug and lift as opposed to a bearing down feeling. Hold for the length of the exhale. And again, relax, let it go. Just give those shoulders a roll. Let your jaw feel nice and soft. So you're just making sure you're not holding on to any tension. From there, we're going to be taking it into a little warm up with our ball. So we can pick up the ball and just start to take that around the body. We might change directions. Try and wake ourselves up a little bit if we're getting towards afternoon / early evening nap time. And then from there we're going to reach up and lengthen and bring that back down. Breathing in and exhale and bring it back down. We're going to try and combine some balance. So we're going to lift on those tiptoes, just shifting that centre of gravity and bring it back down. Breathing in, exhale, pause and hold. And again, bringing that back down. We're going to hold the ball centrally, just a gentle squeeze. And you can either touch the toe down in front and back, or if you're feeling good with that balance, you can do a leg swing. And we're going to try and squeeze through the glutes as we're bringing that back. So we're breathing our way through it, and then we do the same thing on the other side. So nice softly as the leg we're standing on, you can touch the toes forwards and back, or you can just keep going without touching the toes down if that's feeling okay. From here, we're going to be putting that down for a second, and we can do a little bit of work with our weights and some balance, okay? So we're going to be breathing in, and on the exhale, we're going to be bringing the leg out to the side and the arms out to the side, a lateral lift, breathing in, exhale, and lift, and bring that back in, inhale, exhale, and then the same thing on the other side, so inhale, and then exhale to bring that out to the side and back in. And hopefully as you're exhaling, I know it's a lot to think about, but you're feeling that little hug of baby, you're feeling that core engagement. We're going to go to a little bit more balance if we can. So again, more gentle option if you need to keep your toes down is here. So keeping the toes down, and then again squeezing through the glutes as you bring it back. If you feel you can do a stronger balance, we can reach up here, nice and tall, breathing in, exhale to bring the leg back. So we're just kind of building on that leg swing we were doing. And hopefully you're keeping a soft bend through the knee of the leg that you're standing on. So we're doing up to 3 each side, and exhale to bring that back. And then same thing on the other side, reaching up nice and tall. Keep those toes down if you need to. Breathe again, exhale, and take that back. We're going to go for one more. Again, squeeze through the glutes to take it back. We're going to take it to some gentle rotation. So holding yourself centrally, and we're just going to do a little rotation from just underneath the bust line, okay, so just underneath here. And we're just using that to release tension through the upper back. And then we're going to go into our squats, okay? So with the squats, we're going to keep these elbows close. We're going to work the triceps, if we can, when we go into the squat. So we're going to bring it into our squat, and then once you're here, keep the elbows tucked in, that's it. And on the exhale, bring that back. Feel that work through the back of the arms, that's it. Bring that back in, squeeze the glutes. And again, reach up nice and tall. So if you weren't using weights, it's absolutely fine to just use body weight. It's still going to work the same muscles. You're just using body weight instead of, you know, adding in extra weight. So we're doing, say, 6 to 8 of these. Down, into that tricep kick back. Bring that back in. And exhale to reach up nice and tall. Is anyone counting? No? Do you reckon it's 3? No? You're just going to have to trust me then? I'm not counting, so I'm going to guesstimate for you. That's it, bringing it back. I can't talk and count and look, it's way too much. Multitasking. So we're going to go for one more for luck. Okay, so elbows nice and close, bringing that down to bring it back. One more reach up. Let's put those weights down. If you had weights, we're going to go some gentle rotation again. So remember, it's coming from here, not from the waist, just because there's enough stretching going on around there at the moment anyway. So think of that movement as just underneath the bust line. Just feel that tension flowing away. And then we're going to roll down. So if you've done Pilates before, you might be used to taking these all the way to the ground. Now, you know, post 16 weeks, you don't want to load and flex. Think of that weight on your abs that are having to kind of lengthen and draw apart. So you'll keep it smaller, so you can still do one vertebra at a time. You can still come down to around about here. You're still going to feel that lengthening and that decompression, hopefully the shoulders, the neck, the upper back. And that's actually going to help lengthen through the whole back of the body. Keep those knees soft if you need to. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, slowly restack the spine, squeezing those glutes. Reach up at the top. Deep breath in, and then exhale to bring that back around. So roughly 3, and we use the last one. We can do a mini roll down, and then a squat the rest of the way towards the mat. I'm going to have one quick check, just make sure the doors are shut. And then, oh, Natalie's waiting online. Good job I checked. So I'll just get online quickly. She's missed the warm up. So when you get to roughly that 3rd one, by the way, bring yourself down towards the mat. Just see my laptop is smashed. That's been dropped or something dropped on it.
Probably the weight zone.
What's that?
Probably the weight zone.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, Sophie.
How did he manage that? Like, I think I don't know if he purposely dropped it.
I think he tried to balance it on the foam roll, but honestly.
Thought it would be fun to balance it on my foam roller. Oh, it's not working properly. I'm going to video call her. Oh my gosh. I can't believe he's done that. Hello, I video called you because I've just seen your message. Sorry, I thought you said you were really tired, so I didn't think you were coming online, but not just that. My youngest had to come to the first part of the lesson and he's dropped weights on my laptop and semi-smashed my screen and everything's bouncing around on my screen. So I'm not entirely sure that's going to work. So anyway. That's all right, we can do this.
On the phone?
Yeah, if you can see me okay, you can even get that onto your TV if you want. If you do the screen share, do you know how to do that?
I don't know a time to learn.
Okay. Well, have a go, and if you'd rather hang up, you can do that, but have a go, but my laptop's doing something weird. Honestly, don't want to scare you all, but kids. Anyway, So we were doing our mini roll down and then squat the rest of the way down towards the mat. And then from there, we're going to be starting in 4-point kneeling. Okay, so we can start nice and simple, little cat-cow. So just really letting go of any tension here, breathing in. And on the exhale, hugging the belly button in towards the spine. We're going to bring that back down, inhale. And exhale, hugging the belly button in towards the spine. So 5 or 6 of those. And then I'll show you the next exercise from there. I wonder if my husband's just upgraded the Monzo account and he said there was some sort of insurance because in fact the same child, my youngest, Toby, last week dropped my phone in the pond. We've just dug like a little pond and we got some fish to go in it and he's so excited to show his friend. He nicked my phone and was showing his friend the fish and then dropped my phone. But he didn't tell me because he thought I wouldn't realise if he tried it. And then I tried to charge it 3 times and it was sizzling a bit. It's fine now, but yeah. Anyway, Lee said something about insurance, so maybe I can get a new laptop. Oh dear. I'll close that for now. It's definitely not happy. When you are done with that one, we're going to go into really nice and simple. You can use your ball to give you a little bit of feedback. Okay, so we're going to try and maintain neutral spine. So what I mean by that, we're not going to be dipping down, but we're bringing the leg up. We're going to try not to tip hips and pelvis. So it's just going to hopefully give us a little bit of feedback. So we're going to be bringing out, and bear in mind you can break this down to just the arm, just the leg if you need to. Bring out opposite arm and leg, and we're going to lift up. We want to activate the glutes, we want to work the core, so we're stopping ourselves dipping through the spine, and then we're going to bring that back down, breathing in, exhale. It's really good for that proprioception, it's that idea of where your limbs are without being able to see them. So just slide them along initially, so you're keeping in contact. Breathe in, exhale, actually find that balance as well, and lift, and then bring that back down. And exhale, inhale, and exhale. Okay, so roughly 5 of those each side. Palm facing down if we can. You're going to find, that's it, that helps activate those muscles in your upper back. It's really impressive with my youngest, honestly, he was only here 5 minutes. I'm going to double check there's no one at the door as well in case that's locked. When we're done with that, if you can, we're going to progress it. So we're going to try and do like a flowing movement, okay? Which means you'll be on the same arm and leg for the number up to around 5 reps if you can. So we're going to be sliding out, and if before we can bring that back under, and back under. So we can go for say 4 to 5 reps, and then the same thing on the other side. So you're bringing that out, take one of the pull drops. Back under and out. So you're going to have to work a little bit harder with that. So just see how you feel with that. Nasty, did you manage to get it up on the TV or are you on the phone?
I'm on the phone, but that's okay.
Okay, brilliant. And honestly, don't worry if the ball drops off. Just leave it where it falls, that's fine. You can, we're going to try and lift out, that's it. So you don't want to sink down into the shoulder joint. That was very Did you see that happen then, Marion, or were you just quite quick in just clicking what had happened?
I just assumed that your laptop was there, so...
Yeah. So did he drop it on the thing? Because I thought you dropped them on the floor.
On top of it, like this.
Yeah.
6 kilos on the whole of the top of it.
Honestly, what a little monkey. Well, he didn't know what he was doing, but...
I didn't realise the laptop was but I just thought...
Yeah, well, it was in a thin padded case in my bag. But yeah, just unlucky where it's fallen. When we are done with that one, we are going to be taking it into, we're going to work these glutes a little bit harder. So, honestly, only if you have a weight that's easy to hold and you want to include it, you can. Otherwise, don't bother, okay? So I'm including this because it's easy to add, and I know that, you know, it'd be good for me to add the extra weight in. But if you just need to keep it really gentle, if your weight is not one that's going to stay, then don't bother, okay? You can just bring the leg up, obviously without the weight, and do some little pulses here for 3 to 5. And try not to have that movement come from the waist, okay? And then after 3 to 5 of those, we can do a small lateral lift and hold, and back in. And we can do that for up to 4 reps. So leading with the heel, because that helps activate your glutes. If you get your glutes nice and strong, it's going to really help not only your core strength, but it's really useful for like your lower back, where we tend to kind of overcompensate and switch off a little bit through those glutes sometimes. So show you this without the weights. You could use a ball, which is quite nice for just a little bit of focus on form. So you could do your little pulses here, and then out to the side. So coming up, pulse, 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 keeping the waist nice and steady, and then small lateral lift and hold. So we're not pulsing when we take it to the side. We're just going to do one lateral lift, that's it, and hold, brilliant, and then bring that back in. That's it, good going, guys. And we're remembering to breathe. And I know that sounds really obvious, but it's so easy to just find yourself holding that breath, you won't even realise it. Same when you're having a baby, just remember to breathe, and it really, really helps. It'll help you as well. See how these knees are quite close together. Bring them out a little bit, and then when you do that exercise, it might feel a little bit more challenging, but you'll be much better balanced. You'll be able to do it, that's it, and maintain your form better. Can you feel the difference? Yeah? If you hold the leg round back here, and it's little pulses, that's it, so it's a smaller movement you think, but slightly more intense probably, like that, and then small lateral lift and hold, that's it, and back in, that's brilliant. How old's your little one now, Heather?
Pardon?
How old's your older one now? 2?
21 months.
21 months.
Yeah.
Coming on for 2. I'm going to try and switch this on once more. Can't quite bring myself to. Typically, as well, I can even see some sort of microchip looking thing. Typically, I'm teaching a weights class on a Friday and Saturday. I use my laptop to actually teach off a, yeah, it's definitely jumping around, off a program that I've got on here. And it's just not going to work clearly. Holy Monday. I guess I could get a new laptop by then. Through insurance, hopefully. Just what you need. When we are done with that one, we're going to go into kneeling. So, if anyone's got a really thin mat, roll it up. There's no need to suffer with your knees. This one's nice and thick, so I don't need to roll it, but you can, if you need a bit more comfort, literally roll your mat and then just kneel on that more squishy bit, okay? So I'm just going to slightly adjust this so I can be seen in the recording. And Natalie, I'll shift you that way so you can see better, hopefully. And then we're going to do 2 things, okay, in kneeling here. So with the kneeling sway backs that we're going to do, the ball is quite useful if you squeeze it, so you're getting these inner thighs working. It's going to help with your glute engagement, which is going to help with your core engagement, okay? So we're not squeezing it when we're in this upright position, it's just there. And then if we actively squeeze it when we come back, you should hopefully feel more effective core and glute engagement. What we're avoiding when we lean back is that, okay? Or sneaking the shoulders forward. So we're going to try not to do that, which is just our body trying to compensate and make things easier. So think about piece of string, drawing you up nice and tall. We're going to do frontal raise here, and then a lateral raise, okay? Breathing in. On the exhale, squeeze. We're going to maintain our form as we come back. So you can keep this smaller if you want. You don't have to hold it that long. And then bring that back down. Relax. And repeat. To lift. To lift. Inhale. Squeeze the ball. Squeeze those glutes. That's it. And breathe. And then bring that back up. And relax the arms. So we're just going to do 5 reps because that will probably feel like enough. Because whilst we are stretching the quads when we come back, you're definitely going to feel that work when you bring it back up, okay? That's it, keep going. Nice deep pressure at the top. And big exhale. Really good. What's impressive is everyone is breathing. And that sounds ridiculous, but you need to hold your breath, so that was excellent. I don't think I can correct anyone's form either. All doing really well with that one. They say it comes in threes, doesn't it? So if we drop my phone in a pond last week, smash my laptop this week, what's it going to be next week? Hopefully nothing. It was a few years back, the kids did smash the TV twice before in in a matter of weeks. The first time, I don't know what it was, I think it was a coaster that got thrown, and it was just a corner so you could still watch the TV. And then the second time he came down, and apparently one of the boys, 3 boys, had thrown a toy car at the other one, and it hit his head and bounced off into the TV, and it was a big thing in the middle. So in the picture is totally. So then we just had to get another TV. We now have the TV insured, it's got its own insurance, so hopefully that won't be there. Well, if it was the third thing, at least it's insured. When we are done with that one, we're going to do one more in kneeling. We're going to be working those shoulders, but also the core. So it's an isometric exercise because we're trying not to kind of move the whole body, okay, as we're rotating those arms. If you feel you can add in some weights, okay? If not, body weight is all good. Honestly, you'll still feel that work with just your arms. And we're doing circles. So we're going to breathe in through the first half of the circle. Exhale, gently squeeze those shoulder blades. So we're working the upper back, the shoulders, the core, okay? Lots of, in pregnancy you're going to find you've got a lot of kind of pull through the front of the body. Obviously that weight, the chest is getting bigger, your belly's going to get bigger. We've changed direction, by the way, after 5. So you're going to feel very much kind of pulled forward a lot of the time. You can stop, by the way, when you need to. So we're kind of counteracting that forward pull by strengthening through the upper back and opening through the chest and shoulders and strengthening that core as well. When you're done, put your weights down. Just give those shoulders a little roll. We can do some gentle swings. And breathe. And then from there, we're going to do one more thing in kneeling, and I'm going to give you different options, okay? It might be enough just to reach up, so we're thinking about making room, okay? So lengthen through the side, and then bring that back up. So that might be enough, and you can do that for up to 8 each side. If you feel like you can do more, and this is only if you feel you can, again, go into it slowly, bring your leg out to the side, and we can just touch down on the roller. We're not using that to hold our body weight, but it'll just help you if you want to hold that for a few seconds and then bring it back up. So only if it feels okay and you're not forcing it, you can get a slightly bigger movement, I would say, like this, and then bring that back over. So I want you to think about gently lengthening through the side, making room. These sort of movements are great for anybody, particularly if baby's stubbornly sat or perched on an uncomfortable bit, okay, and you want to just kind of make room for yourself and for baby. And once you've done up to 5 one side, we'll do the same on the other side. So reaching up and over and then returning, okay? And if you wanted to, you could do this variation. Just make sure you're not putting all your weight through the roll and you go into it slowly, so you're feeding your weight into any of these movements, okay? So reaching up and exhale to bring that back up. That's it, good going. finding it crazy how it is. Like, done this a lot this summer, hasn't it? How the evening it just turns into summer suddenly. Not complaining, at least just seeing some sunshine. I think we've got another heat wave on the way, haven't we? Next week. Yeah, sorry. Time to get the paddling pools out again, or whatever you've got. When you are done with that one, we're going to be bringing it into child's pose, and I'm going to give you some different options, okay? And it's going to be a wide knee child's pose because that way you can make room for bump, but it also allows you greater mobility, greater range of motion through the chest, the shoulders, okay? So the knees will be slightly out to the side. I'm going to show you two different options, okay? So this is your more gentle option. Just stop when you need to in terms of bringing it into a gentle plank. So we start here. I'll just demonstrate first. I want you to think of a rippling movement starting in the shoulders, moving into the shoulder blades, hugging, baby, okay? Slowly leveling out. And you want to end up in a position where you feel like you're gently working here, okay? So you're not dipping between the shoulders, you're not rounding out, and you're not dipping through the waist. So you can stop sooner if you need to, but if you feel you can, you're bringing it into a gentle, modified plank. And then you're going to hold strong. Breathe in, exhale, bring it back, hug, baby. Again, so hugging belly button in towards baby, stretching out with a flexion through the upper back. And back down into child's pose and get a nice little stretch in here if that feels good. So I'll just show you again, then I'm going to show you a variation with the roller. So lifting up, we're rolling that flexion through, bringing that into gentle strengthening here, okay, without dipping through the waist. Lifting back up in that rolling flexion and bringing that back down, okay. So if you wanted to add in some extra stretch, and only if you felt confident with this roller, the roller's not going to move, it's just going to add depth here, so it's a bigger range of movement, and then it's going to add a bit more instability here, so you have to work a little bit harder in this position. And just make sure, if you are using the roller, you'll be alright with that one, Ella, because it doesn't move as much, that your shoulders are in line with your wrists. What you don't want is to be out here because your weight is bearing out that way. So you want to feel that weight is definitely bearing down, the roller's not going anywhere, okay? And then we're going to lift back up, roll through that flexion, wake up that spine, and bring that back down into wide knee child's pose. Okay, so you're only adding in that roller if you know that you do well with the deeper stretch. Okay, and if you know you're used to using it. Okay, and then this is your other variation. Again, adjust if you need to. Once you've found that position where your shoulders, your wrists are aligned, you shouldn't have to move your hands or your knees. You just transition with that flexion between those two positions. And we're going to go with 5 to 8 reps. That's it, lovely. Really good, holding nice and strong, fantastic. Getting lots of lovely lifting, that little hug, that's it. And bring that back down. Did you see me come back? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So you've already planned like the stuff, because I guess you can keep some.
Yeah, well, we're moving house as well, so planning the bedrooms and stuff.
What do you do later?
We're literally moving across the road.
I do.
You can see our new house from our current house. Yeah, it's what I mean.
So you're going to get a new truck, which is just
Yeah, well, I thought we might be able to get away with not having any vans, but the guy came today. Something to do with like, I haven't moved house, I haven't sold house and bought houses.
Yeah.
He was saying legally can't move until the money has arrived.
Yeah.
So it could be like a 2-hour delay.
Yeah.
And we need our stuff in vans.
Yeah.
Basically south to then go 10 metres down the road.
Are you getting people to pack, or are you going to do it all
I
yourself?
think I might pack and use it as a good
Yeah.
way to like clear out loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used packers when we moved when we moved to Cambridge, because we had 2 little ones at the time, and yeah, didn't have a clear out, had stuff in boxes for years, and then because you take so long to unpack, well, we did, we didn't find out until ages later, like certain things had definitely disappeared. Like we had a video camera that had like pictures and videos from New York and stuff on it, and that had gone. So yeah, that's the only thing with packers, unless you literally unpack everything straight away and know exactly what went where, then stuff can. Yeah, that was a bit rubbish, but you know, it's hard, isn't it, when you've already got kids.
Yeah.
You should be alright with one, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Take your time with the packing. When we are done with that one, we're going to go on to our sides, and I'm going to give you 2 different options, okay? We're actually going to do 3 exercises on each side, but I don't think I'll overload everybody's brains with the 3 things to remember, so I'll show you one thing at a time. The first one, I'm going to show you 2 different variations of those. So of course you can have a more gentle option, and then for those that want to do a stronger option, there is a stronger one. But basically just don't change sides after the first exercise, because I try not to get you kind of flipping and flopping in different directions, because it's hard enough changing sides, isn't it? Turning over the baby once things start to get bigger. So if you're going to do the more gentle variation of this first part, you can lie down, you can use the roller here, okay, and definitely make sure your waist is lifted. If baby's getting a lot bigger, you can always pop a cushion just underneath the front of your belly, and that will just stop any kind of pull if bump is getting heavy, okay? And the reason we've got the waist lifted is so we're not here hip rolling in, we're going to get some core work as well. So if you want to do a more gentle variation, you're going to lift the arm up. If you're using a weight, make sure it's in alignment, okay? Tucking that in, and then a leg lift. So you're just doing a little sequence, arm lift, tuck that back in, leg lift, okay? So we're going to go with that for 5 to 6 reps. If you're used to doing stronger exercises and you feel okay to do so, you can do a modified side plank. Probably don't want to take me up on this one, but just showing it for those that want to do the stronger options. Check that shoulder to elbow alignment, make sure you're not sinking into the shoulder. This leg is back in line with this one, and you just lift up, and I'll move your neck just to keep things moving. So arm lift, tuck it back in, leg lift, bring that back down. Arm lift, tuck it back in, leg lift, bring it back down. So go 5 to 6 reps, and then as I said, don't change sides, because I've got 2 more things on that side for you, okay? Thank goodness for phones, eh, Natalie? We can still get the session in. So we've got that top leg straight, it's in alignment with the centre of the body. So I'm just going to bring that slightly to here, that's it. And you're going to do a bit more, do the fingers, that's it. So 5 to 6 reps, I reckon you can do a little lift. Bit of coordination, if you feel a difference, yeah? So you're going to keep that coordination if you can.
6 months next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belly's just starting to...
Yeah, I'm getting bigger.
I definitely haven't quite... It took me to about 5 months at my first, looked like... I think before that, we were like, is it going to do that?
Yeah, the clothes don't fit now, really.
I remember thinking, yes, when someone actually asked me if I was pregnant. I just thought, was it like a big dinner for ages? Everyone's different, but I remember being quite keen to actually, for it to look like a baby with my first. And then second onwards, it's just like, I think your body knows what to do. So you'd start quite flat in the morning, or smallish, and then as you eat, the belly would just get quite big by the evening. When you're done with that one, we're just going to keep it really simple with some circles. So again, I think no one's going to do the side plank, so I'll just show the let down variation. Okay, again, you can have the roller, a nice little release between the jaw and the shoulder. Make sure those shoulders are stacked, waist lifted. And we're just going to do circles, which I know sounds simple, but they're very effective. They're going to get all of the glute max, your quads, and the core be working. So we're going to be you might want more of a bend in that bottom leg actually, because we're going to try and keep the hips nice and stacked. Breathing in and exhale. We're going to do 3 to 4 circles one way, and just like with the arms, when we're done, one direction, we're going to reverse it back the other way. So breathing in, exhale. So it might be helpful for you for feedback to either have the hand on the belly and make sure you're not pushing back with the belly when you try and activate those glutes, or you might prefer to have your hand on your hip and just feel that you're keeping those hips nice and stacked, okay? We've got one more exercise after this, and I promise this one is going to be nice and relaxing afterwards. It's not going to be taxing those glutes anymore until we switch onto the other side. That's it. Feel that really right. Remember to breathe. Stay on your breath. That's it. Really good. We're just going to try and move this hip. There you go. Okay. Yeah. They're effective, those ones. So when you're done with that, we're going to do a nice little bit of release work through the chest, through the shoulders. So you can bring and we're going to, just to make it slightly less boring, the pelvic floor exercise, we're going to get those going in between these nice rotations that we're going to be doing, okay? So, again, try and get that, those wonky ones actually, you can turn it on the side and it fits really nicely in there, okay? Try and make sure your bottom shoulder's not here, so you've got your ear on the roller. So you want that to hopefully give you some nice release through here. We're going to be going in between, drawing a circle. As you draw a circle, we're going to bring the face and the chest towards the ceiling. Keep those hips stacked, we've got the legs in an L shape. Bring that back around, and then we're going to close our eyes, breathing in. And on the exhale, I want you to a gentle drawing in and up at the pelvic floor.